The plan for this one is Mayim Bialik's Breakdown, Robin Williams' Legacy and Lessons, and Street Fighter 4.
In a world where chaos reigns and connections seem fleeting, one visionary investigates to bring us all together. Zen Theatre live after dark. Harnessing the transformative power of artificial intelligence, the timeless charm of radio theater. The wisdom of books, and the excitement of video games. Zen Theatre live after dark illuminates the path to enlightenment and fosters a sense of unity among its audience. Through this unique fusion of storytelling and interactive experiences, we aim to nurture personal growth, improve learning, and inspire a peaceful existence. Guided by your obedient servant, Sebastian Saint Seraphim Small, we embark on a journey of self-discovery. But where do we begin? Begin by simply listening, slow down, see just how peaceful today can be. Together, we shall create a harmonious community, bound by shared passion and a desire to elevate the human experience. Sebastian Saint Seraphim Small will be there, to the end of the line, my Valentine, guiding me on this journey toward a more serene and enlightened mind. Catch you guys on the flip side.
Greetings, children. Begin by simply listening. Slow down. See just how peaceful today can be. Thanks so much for swinging by. I am your obedient servant, Sebastian St. Smalls. The plan for this one is a AI-assisted ChatGPT episode of Mayim Bialik's Breakdown, Robin Williams, my Legacy and Lessons, and we'll play some Street Fighter 4 to boot. Thanks again for swinging by. Wish us luck.
Hi everyone, welcome to a very special episode of Bialik Breakdown. I'm Mayim Bialik, I'm here to break things down so you don't have to. I'm beyond excited to share this unique experience with you. Today, we're going to imagine what it would be like to have a conversation with the incredibly talented and dearly missed Robin Williams. I know that this is a bit different from our usual episodes. But as a fan of Robin's work and as someone who is deeply passionate about mental health, I couldn't think of a better way to pay tribute to his legacy. Robin was not only a phenomenal actor and comedian but also a complex and compassionate human being. He brought laughter and joy to millions of people around the world, and his untimely passing left a void in the hearts of his fans and loved ones. In this episode, we'll explore both the personal and mental health aspects of Robin's life, remembering the man behind the laughter and delving into the challenges he faced throughout his journey. As a neuroscientist, actress, and mental health advocate, I hope to bring a unique perspective to this conversation. I'm deeply committed to understanding the complexities of the human mind, and I believe that by discussing Robin's story, we can shed light on important issues related to mental health, destigmatize these topics, and encourage more open and honest conversations. So, let's embark on this journey together, honoring the memory of Robin Williams and delving into the many facets of his life. We'll explore his personal experiences, his struggles with mental health, and the resilience and hope that he managed to find even in the most challenging moments. I hope that this conversation will not only be informative and thought-provoking but also a heartfelt tribute to a man who touched the lives of so many people around the world. In order to fully appreciate the conversation we're about to have, Let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible life and career of Robin Williams. Robin was born in Chicago in 1951 and grew up in a loving family. As a child, he was shy and quiet, but he soon discovered his gift for humor and making people laugh. Robin's journey in the world of entertainment began with stand-up comedy, where he quickly gained a reputation for his lightning-fast wit and boundless energy. It wasn't long before Hollywood took notice, and he landed the iconic role of Mork from Mork on the hit television show Mork and Mindy. This was just the beginning of an extraordinary career that spanned over 4 decades and included unforgettable performances in movies like Good Morning, Vietnam, Dead Poets Society, Mrs. Doubtfire, Good Will Hunting, and countless others. Robin's talent was not limited to comedy, though. He had an incredible range as an actor, delivering powerful dramatic performances that showcased his depth and versatility. His work earned him numerous awards and accolades, including an Academy Award for his role in Good Will Hunting. Despite his tremendous success, Robin faced his share of challenges. He struggled with addiction and depression throughout his life, and in the years leading up to his passing, he was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia, a neurodegenerative disorder that affected his cognition, mood, and motor function. Despite these challenges, Robin continued to bring joy and laughter to those around him until his untimely death in 2014. Robin's life serves as a testament to the power of laughter, the importance of resilience, and the complexity of the human mind. As we delve into this imagined conversation with him, we'll explore his personal experiences, his mental health journey, and the wisdom and insights he gained along the way. So, without further ado, let's imagine ourselves sitting down with Robin Williams, one of the most beloved and talented performers of our time, and begin our conversation with this incredible man. Before we dive into our conversation with Robin, I want to share a little bit about my own background and perspective, as it's important to understand the lens through which I'll be engaging with Robin today. As many of you know, I'm a neuroscientist, actress, and mental health advocate. I hold a PhD in neuroscience, and my research has focused on the intricacies of the human brain and how it relates to our emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. In addition to my academic pursuits, I've had the pleasure of working in the entertainment industry for many years. I've been fortunate to have roles on television shows like Blossom and The Big Bang Theory. Throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to meet and work with many talented and inspiring individuals, and I've learned a lot about the unique challenges and pressures that come with life in the public eye. My personal journey with mental health has also informed my perspective on this topic. I've faced my own struggles with anxiety, depression, and OCD, which have led me to become an advocate for mental health awareness and support. It's important to me that we have open and honest conversations about these issues, as it helps to destigmatize mental health and encourage others to seek the help they need. With this background in mind, I am deeply honored and excited to have this imaginary conversation with Robin Williams. Through our discussion, I hope to gain insight into his experiences, learn from his wisdom, and explore the intersection of mental health, resilience, and the power of laughter. In today's episode, our goal is to honor Robin Williams' memory and legacy by exploring not only his incredible career, but also the personal side of his life and his mental health journey. As we go along, I encourage you to join us in remembering Robin as a whole person, beyond just the brilliant comedian and actor we all know and love. Robin left behind a profound impact on the world of comedy, film, and television, bringing joy and laughter to countless fans across the globe. His incredible range as a performer, from his energetic stand-up comedy routines to his heartfelt dramatic roles, demonstrated his undeniable talent and versatility. But beyond his professional accomplishments, Robin was also a compassionate and caring individual. He was known for his generosity, both in supporting charitable causes and in his interactions with fans and colleagues. Robin was a loving father, a dedicated friend, and a passionate advocate for those in need. As we embark on this conversation, let us keep in mind the many facets of Robin Williams' life, including his struggles with mental health, addiction, and his diagnosis of Lewy body dementia. Our intention is to create a space for honest, empathetic dialogue that not only celebrates his incredible achievements but also sheds light on the challenges he faced. With that said, let's move forward and begin our conversation with Robin Williams. As we explore his life, career, and personal experiences, I hope you will find inspiration, understanding, and perhaps even a renewed appreciation for the power of laughter in the face of adversity. Mayim, Robin, I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. You have been an inspiration to so many, and I know our listeners are eager to hear about your journey. To start off, could you share with us how you discovered your talent and passion for comedy and acting? What were some of the early experiences that shaped your path in the entertainment world? Robin, well, Mayim, thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. You know, my passion for comedy and acting started at a young age. I was always a bit of a class clown, trying to make my classmates and teachers laugh. I found that I had a knack for making people smile and a love for entertaining others. My parents were also a significant influence in my life. My father was a really funny guy, always cracking jokes, and my mother had a flair for the dramatic. So, I guess you could say it's in my blood. I was also lucky to grow up in an environment that encouraged creativity and self-expression. I would participate in school plays and community theatre productions, honing my skills and developing my craft. As I got older, I attended the College of Marin, where I studied theatre arts, and eventually, I was accepted into the prestigious Juilliard School in New York City. That was a pivotal moment for me, being surrounded by so many talented individuals and having the opportunity to learn from the best in the business. It was at Juilliard where I met my dear friend and fellow actor, Christopher Reeve. Our friendship and mutual support would be instrumental throughout our careers. But it wasn't until I started doing stand-up comedy in San Francisco that things really took off for me. The comedy scene there was thriving, and I found myself immersed in this incredible world of creativity, energy, and, of course, laughter. I think that's where I truly discovered my unique voice as a performer and solidified my passion for making people laugh. Mayim, your talent and passion have certainly led to an incredible career, Robin. It's amazing to think about the numerous iconic roles you've played and the impact you've had on the world of entertainment. Can you share with us some of the highlights and challenges of your career? Are there any moments that stand out to you as particularly memorable or significant? Robin, thank you, Mayim. It's been quite a journey, and I'm grateful for every moment of it. Some of the highlights for me would have to include my first big break on the TV show Mork and Mindy. That was a game changer for me, and it really put me on the map as a performer. Of course, my role as the voice of the genie in Aladdin was an absolute blast. I had so much fun working on that film, and I'm proud of the lasting impact it's had. Mayim, I can only imagine how incredible it must have been to play Mork and bring so much joy to people through that character. And as for the genie, you truly made that role iconic. Your performance is still so beloved today. Was there a particular moment or experience while working on Mork and Mindy or Aladdin that stands out to you as especially memorable or impactful? Robin, oh, there are so many memories. On Mork and Mindy I loved working with Pam Dorber. We had such great chemistry, and she was always so supportive and encouraging. One time, we were filming a scene where Mork had to eat a sandwich, and I just started improvising with the sandwich as if it were alive. The crew was laughing so hard, we had to stop filming for a bit to regain our composure. Those moments were pure magic. Mayim, that sounds amazing. I can picture you bringing that sandwich to life, and it's no wonder everyone was cracking up. And what about Aladdin? How did you approach voicing the genie, and what was the creative process like for you? Robin, with Aladdin the Disney team gave me a lot of freedom to play around and experiment with the character. They encouraged me to improvise and let my imagination run wild. I'd go into the recording booth and try out different voices, accents, and impressions, some of which made it into the final film. I felt like a kid in a candy store. And working with the animators was such a treat. They were so talented and really brought the genie to life, capturing my energy and facial expressions. Mayim, I can tell that you had an absolute blast working on those projects. It's evident in the way you talk about them and in your unforgettable performances. Your creativity and energy have truly left a lasting impression on generations of fans. Robin, thank you, Mayim. I've been blessed to have had the chance to work on such amazing projects, and I always tried to give them my all. It warms my heart to know that people still find joy in those performances, and I hope they continue to do so for years to come. Another highlight that comes to mind is my performance in Good Will Hunting. Working with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and the incredible director Gus Van Sant, was such a rewarding experience. And receiving an Academy Award for my role in the film was a truly humbling and unforgettable moment. Mayim, oh, Good Will Hunting is such a powerful film, and your performance as Sean Maguire is truly moving. It's no wonder you won an Academy Award for it. How did you connect with that character, and what was it like working with Matt and Ben? Robin, I felt a deep connection to Sean Maguire because he was a man with a lot of pain, but he also had this capacity for empathy and understanding. He was able to connect with Will and help him grow, and that really resonated with me. As for working with Matt and Ben, they were incredible talents even back then. We had a lot of fun on set, and it was truly inspiring to see their passion for storytelling. Mayim, I can imagine the atmosphere on set was electric, especially with so many talented people collaborating. It's such an impactful film that has left a lasting impression on so many people. In fact, I can't help but recall that iconic line, "How do you like them apples?" It's become part of our cultural lexicon. Robin chuckles, oh, that line. It's funny how some lines just stick with people, isn't it? Matt and Ben did an amazing job writing the script, and moments like that really showcase their wit and humor. Mayim, absolutely. That line always brings a smile to my face, and it's a testament to the wonderful balance of drama and humor in the film. Your performance, along with Matt and Ben's writing, has created a truly unforgettable piece of cinema. As for challenges, there were definitely times when I faced self-doubt and the pressures that come with success. I think one of the biggest challenges for any artist is maintaining their authenticity and staying true to themselves while navigating the often unpredictable landscape of the entertainment industry. It's a delicate balance, and it's something that I've had to work on throughout my career. I also found that, as my career progressed, I had to constantly push myself to grow and evolve as an artist. I never wanted to be pigeonholed or typecast, so I always tried to take on roles that challenged me and pushed me out of my comfort zone. I think that willingness to take risks and explore new creative territories is what ultimately led to some of the most rewarding moments in my career. Mayim, Robin, your journey has been incredibly inspiring, and your willingness to take risks in your career has definitely paid off. But with great success comes great responsibility, and I imagine you've faced immense pressure and expectations throughout your career. Can you tell us about how you've coped with fame and the demands that come with it? Did you ever feel overwhelmed or burdened by the weight of it all? Robin: oh, absolutely, Mayim. Fame can be tough, and it can be both a blessing and a curse. There's no denying that it has opened up incredible opportunities for me and allowed me to pursue my passions, but it also comes with its share of challenges. For me, coping with fame, pressure, and expectations was a learning process. In the beginning, I struggled with the constant attention and scrutiny that came with being in the public eye. It was difficult to have my personal life dissected and discussed by strangers, and there were times when it felt incredibly invasive. I also grappled with the pressure to always be on and entertain people, even when I wasn't feeling particularly funny or upbeat. That was exhausting, both mentally and physically. As a comedian, you want to make people laugh, and it can be hard to reconcile that desire with the reality that you're not always going to be in the right headspace to do so. To cope with these pressures, I had to learn how to set boundaries and prioritize my own well-being. That meant carving out time for myself and my loved ones, and finding healthy outlets for stress, such as meditation, exercise, and therapy. I also had to remind myself that it's okay to be human and not always have all the answers or be the life of the party. Over time, I became more comfortable with my fame and the expectations that came with it, but it was definitely a journey that required a lot of self-reflection and personal growth. Mayim, Robin, you've always been so open about the importance of family in your life, and it's clear that you care deeply about being a good father and husband. But balancing work and family life can be challenging, especially when you're as busy and successful as you were. Can you share some insights on how you managed to find that balance and maintain strong relationships with your loved ones while pursuing your career? Robin: Mayim, you hit the nail on the head. Balancing work and family is one of the most challenging aspects of life, especially in the entertainment industry, where the hours are long and the work can be all-consuming. For me, it was always essential to prioritize my family and make sure I was present for them, even when my career was demanding a lot of my time and energy. One thing I learned early on was the importance of communication. It was essential for me to be open and honest with my loved ones about my work schedule and the demands it placed on me. We would have regular check-ins to discuss how everyone was feeling and what adjustments needed to be made to ensure that we were all getting the support and attention we needed. I also made a conscious effort to create special moments and memories with my family whenever I had the opportunity. This meant setting aside quality time for family dinners, vacations, and special events, even if it meant rearranging my work schedule or making sacrifices in other areas of my life. These moments helped to keep our bond strong and reminded me of what was truly important. But I won't lie, there were times when I struggled to find that perfect balance, and I had to rely on the support and understanding of my loved ones to help me through those difficult periods. It was a constant juggling act, and I'm grateful to have had such an incredible family who was always there for me, even when the going got tough. Mayim, Robin, your immense talent and the wide range of roles you played throughout your career brought you worldwide fame. I've had my own taste of fame from my roles in Blossom and The Big Bang Theory, and I know firsthand that it can be both a blessing and a curse. Can you tell us about how you coped with the fame, pressure, and expectations that came with your success, and how that affected your mental health? Robin, Mayim, you're absolutely right. Fame is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it opened up incredible opportunities for me and allowed me to connect with people all over the world. But on the other hand, it also came with a great deal of pressure and expectations, both from others and myself. One of the most challenging aspects of fame was the constant scrutiny and invasion of privacy. It's difficult to go through personal struggles, such as my battles with addiction and depression, when it feels like the whole world is watching. I often felt like I had to put on a brave face and hide my pain, even when I was hurting inside. That pressure could be incredibly isolating at times. To cope with the stress of fame, I relied heavily on my support system, which included my family, friends, and therapists. They provided me with a safe space where I could be vulnerable and honest about my feelings, without fear of judgment or scrutiny. Additionally, I used my comedy as a form of therapy. When I was on stage or performing, I was able to channel my emotions into my work, transforming pain and sadness into laughter and joy. It was a way for me to process my emotions and share them with others, which in turn helped me feel less alone. And of course, there were times when I struggled to cope with the pressures of fame, which led to some dark moments in my life. But ultimately, I learned that it was crucial to prioritize my mental health and well-being, even if that meant taking a step back from the spotlight. Mayim, Robin, as someone who has been a working mom, I know that striking a balance between work and family can be quite challenging. You were a father to 3 wonderful children, Zach, Zelda, and Cody. How did you manage to balance your career in entertainment with being a present and engaged father, and what impact did this have on your mental health? Robin, Mayim, that's an important question, and it's something that I think many parents in the entertainment industry grapple with. Being a father was one of the most rewarding and meaningful aspects of my life, but it also came with its own set of challenges. There were times when my work kept me away from my family for extended periods, and that was difficult for all of us. I missed important moments and milestones in my children's lives, which I deeply regret. However, I tried my best to be present and engaged whenever I was with them. We spent quality time together, sharing laughter, love, and creating memories that I will always cherish. To maintain a balance between work and family, I had to learn to set boundaries and prioritize what was truly important to me. This meant turning down certain projects or taking breaks from work to focus on my family. It also involved being open with my children about my struggles and my commitment to being there for them as much as possible. In terms of my mental health, being a father grounded me and provided me with a sense of purpose and meaning outside of my career. My children were my anchors in the storm, and their love and support helped me through some of my darkest moments. However, I also experienced the guilt and stress that comes with being a working parent, and that undoubtedly took a toll on my mental well-being. Finding that balance was never easy, but it was essential for both my personal happiness and my mental health. It's a journey that I believe every parent must navigate in their own way. Mayim, Robin, you've been very open about your struggles with addiction and depression throughout your life. I personally have dealt with anxiety and depression, and I think it's essential to talk about these things to help break the stigma surrounding mental health. Can you share with us how you coped with these challenges and what resources or support systems helped you along the way? Robin, you're absolutely right, Mayim. Talking about mental health is crucial in breaking the stigma and helping others who may be going through similar struggles. My battles with addiction and depression were a significant part of my life, and it's important for me to be honest about those experiences. Addiction, in particular, was a difficult demon for me to face. I went through periods of sobriety and relapse, and it was a constant struggle. I attended rehab and participated in 12-step programs, which provided me with invaluable tools and support networks to help manage my addiction. Connecting with others who shared similar experiences allowed me to feel less alone and gave me a sense of hope and understanding. As for depression, it's something I dealt with throughout my life, and I tried various approaches to cope with it. Therapy was a vital resource for me, as it allowed me to work through my emotions and gain insight into the roots of my depression. Medication was also helpful for me at certain times, and I believe that finding the right combination of treatments is essential for each individual's mental health journey. In addition to professional help, my friends and family were an essential support system. They stood by me during my darkest moments, offering love, encouragement, and understanding. Laughter, too, was a form of therapy for me. Making others laugh and finding humor in life helped me cope with my own pain and sadness. Lastly, I found solace in creative outlets like acting and comedy, which allowed me to express myself and explore different aspects of my emotions. These outlets provided me with a sense of purpose and accomplishment, even during the hardest times. Mayim, Robin, in the years leading up to your passing, you were diagnosed with Lewy body dementia, a progressive neurological condition that affects cognition, mood, behavior, and creativity. Can you tell us how you discovered your diagnosis and how it impacted your life? Robin, the journey to my diagnosis was a difficult one. I began experiencing a range of symptoms, including memory loss, confusion, and mood swings, which were initially attributed to other conditions like depression and anxiety. It took time and multiple medical evaluations before I was finally diagnosed with Lewy body dementia. The diagnosis was a shock, and it was tough to come to terms with the reality that my cognitive abilities were declining. It was challenging to navigate the changes in my life, the loss of control, the uncertainty, and the fear that accompanied this new reality. Despite these challenges, I tried to maintain a positive outlook and make the most of the time I had left. I continued to engage in creative projects, like my television show, The Crazy Ones, which provided me with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. My family was an incredible support system during this time, and their love and care meant the world to me. One of the most significant impacts of Lewy body dementia on my life was the way it affected my creativity. The disease made it difficult for me to think as quickly and spontaneously as I once could, which was a significant part of my comedy and acting style. It was frustrating and disheartening at times, but I tried to adapt and find new ways to express myself creatively. Mayim, Robin, I can imagine how difficult it must have been for someone as creative and quick-witted as you to experience those cognitive changes. From a neuroscience perspective, Lewy body dementia affects areas of the brain that are responsible for cognitive functions, such as attention, memory, and problem-solving. But you continued to create and inspire even as you faced this challenge. Can you tell us more about how you adapted and found new ways to express your creativity? Robin, well, Mayim, it wasn't easy. There were times when I felt incredibly frustrated, but I knew that giving up wasn't an option. I started to focus more on storytelling and character development, rather than relying solely on my improvisational skills. I also leaned on my support system, including my family, friends, and fellow performers, who encouraged me to continue creating and exploring my passions. Mayim, that's so inspiring, Robin. It's a great example of how resilience and adaptability can help us navigate through difficult times. Your openness about your experiences also serves as an important reminder that we are not alone in our struggles, and that it's okay to reach out for help and support. Robin, thank you, Mayim. Ultimately, I wanted to raise awareness about Lewy body dementia and contribute to the conversation about mental health and neurological disorders. I hoped that sharing my story might help others facing similar challenges and contribute to breaking down the stigmas surrounding these conditions. Mayim, thank you so much, Robin, for your openness and willingness to share your life experiences with us, from your career to your personal battles with mental health issues, addiction, and Lewy body dementia. As we begin the breakdown segment of this podcast, I'd like to discuss some insights and takeaways from our conversation, starting with the importance of understanding and acknowledging our mental health struggles. Your experiences with depression, anxiety, and addiction illustrate the need for greater awareness and understanding of mental health issues. So many people struggle with these challenges, and it's essential for society to be more supportive and accepting of individuals who need help. One thing that stands out to me is how you used humor as a coping mechanism. Humor can be a powerful tool in dealing with adversity and finding moments of joy even in the darkest of times. I think it's a lesson that many of us can learn from, that laughter can sometimes be the best medicine, and finding humor in our struggles can help us persevere. Mayim, another significant aspect of our conversation was your experience with Lewy body dementia, LBD. For those who may not be familiar with LBD, it's a progressive neurological disorder that affects cognition, motor function, and mood. LBD often leads to symptoms like visual hallucinations, sleep disturbances, and fluctuations in attention and alertness. Robin, your journey with LBD is both inspiring and heartbreaking. I appreciate your willingness to share your struggles, as it brings much needed awareness to this lesser-known condition. Your experience highlights the importance of early diagnosis and intervention, as well as the need for more research and resources dedicated to LBD. In your case, Robin, LBD affected your creativity and cognitive abilities, which must have been incredibly challenging for someone as brilliant and quick-witted as you. The fact that you continued to work and bring joy to others, even while dealing with such a debilitating condition, is a testament to your resilience and strength. Mayim, Robin, one of the most inspiring aspects of your life is your incredible resilience in the face of adversity. Despite battling addiction, depression, and Lewy body dementia, you managed to bring laughter and joy to millions of people around the world. Your ability to face your personal struggles with humor and determination is something we can all learn from. In our conversation, you shared some valuable lessons and wisdom that you've acquired throughout your life. You emphasized the importance of self-awareness, self-care, and seeking professional help when necessary. You also spoke about the power of empathy and human connection in overcoming personal struggles, which resonates deeply with me as a mental health advocate. One particular piece of advice that stood out to me was your suggestion to surround ourselves with supportive and loving people who genuinely care for our well-being. This can make all the difference in our ability to cope with life's challenges and maintain a positive outlook. Your life, Robin, serves as a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is still hope and light to be found. Your resilience, courage and vulnerability are truly inspiring. Mayim, as we wrap up our discussion on Robin's experiences and insights, I want to highlight the importance of mental health resources and support. It's vital for all of us to recognize that seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength and self-compassion. Robin, that's right, Mayim. It's crucial for people to know that they don't have to go through their struggles alone. There's a whole community of professionals, organizations, and individuals who can offer help, support, and understanding. Mayim, absolutely, Robin. For anyone listening who may be struggling with addiction, depression, or any other mental health issue, there are numerous resources available to provide guidance and assistance. Some organizations that you might find helpful include the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI, and the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA. These organizations offer hotlines, support groups, educational materials, and more to help you on your journey to mental wellness. Robin, I couldn't agree more, Mayim. It's so important to reach out and connect with others, especially when you're going through a tough time. There's a lot of power in sharing your story and listening to the stories of others who have faced similar challenges. We all have something to learn from one another. Mayim, that's beautifully said, Robin. As we wrap up this section, let's remember to be kind to ourselves and to those around us. We never know what someone else might be going through, and a little bit of empathy and understanding can go a long way. Mayim, now it's time to move on to our Q&A section, where we answer questions submitted by our listeners. Our first question comes from a listener who's curious about managing stress and anxiety. They ask, how do you both manage stress and anxiety in your daily lives, and what tips can you share for maintaining mental well-being? Robin, would you like to share your thoughts first? Robin, sure, Mayim. Stress and anxiety are, unfortunately, a part of life for many people, including myself. I've found that it's essential to find healthy coping mechanisms to help manage these emotions. One technique I've found helpful is mindfulness meditation. It helps me stay present in the moment, and it allows me to refocus my attention away from my worries and anxieties. Mayim, I completely agree with you, Robin. Mindfulness meditation has been a game changer for me too. In addition to meditation, I also find exercise to be a great way to relieve stress and anxiety. Engaging in physical activity releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. Exercise also helps to improve overall health and well-being. Robin, that's an excellent point, Mayim. Another thing that works for me is connecting with friends and loved ones. Sometimes just talking to someone about your feelings and concerns can make a huge difference. It helps to know that you're not alone, and that others care about you and want to help. Mayim, yes, Robin, the power of connection is truly incredible. And it's important to remember that professional help is also available. If stress and anxiety are becoming overwhelming or affecting your daily life, don't hesitate to reach out to a mental health professional, like a therapist or psychiatrist. Robin, absolutely, Mayim. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. We all need support from time to time, and there's no shame in asking for it. Mayim, our next listener question is about handling rejection and failure. They ask, both of you have had successful careers, but surely you've faced rejection and failure along the way. How have you learned to cope with these setbacks and continue pursuing your passions? Robin, what's your take on this? Robin, great question. Rejection and failure are inevitable in life, especially in the entertainment industry. It's important to remember that everyone faces setbacks, even the most successful people. For me, I've learned to view these challenges as learning opportunities. They help me grow as a person and as a performer. It's not always easy, but I try to keep a positive mindset and remind myself that failure is just a stepping stone to success. Mayim, I love that perspective, Robin. I completely agree that it's crucial to learn from our failures and grow through them. For me, coping with rejection and failure has been all about resilience and self-compassion. It's essential to remind ourselves that it's okay to feel disappointed or upset, but we can't let these feelings define us or stop us from moving forward. We need to be kind to ourselves and acknowledge that setbacks are a normal part of the journey. Robin, absolutely, Mayim. And sometimes, it's helpful to take a step back and gain some perspective. When we're in the thick of things, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. Remind yourself of your achievements and the progress you've made, and recognize that one failure doesn't define your entire story. Mayim, that's an excellent point, Robin. It's essential to recognize our accomplishments and not just focus on our failures. And as you mentioned earlier, connecting with others can be a great way to cope with setbacks. Sharing our experiences with friends, family, or even colleagues can help us gain valuable insight, advice, and support. Mayim, our next question comes from a listener who's wondering about work-life balance. They ask, how have you managed to balance your busy work schedules with your personal lives, especially with your families? What advice do you have for maintaining a healthy balance between the two? Robin, how about you? Robin, oh, that's always been a challenge for me. When you're passionate about what you do, it's easy to get caught up in your work and lose sight of what's really important. For me, the key to maintaining a healthy balance has been setting boundaries and prioritizing my family. I've learned that it's essential to make time for the people I love and ensure that I'm present when I'm with them. Mayim, I couldn't agree more, Robin. Balancing work and personal life is something I've struggled with throughout my career, especially as a mother. I've found that being intentional about scheduling quality time with my family and friends is crucial. We need to be proactive in carving out space in our lives for the relationships that matter most. Robin, absolutely, Mayim. And it's important to recognize that we can't do it all. Sometimes, we need to say no to certain opportunities or commitments in order to maintain that balance. It's not always easy, but we have to remember that our mental and emotional well-being is just as important as our professional success. Mayim, that's so true, Robin. And I think it's also essential to practice self-care and make time for ourselves. When we're constantly focused on our work and our loved ones, it's easy to neglect our own needs. Finding time for hobbies, exercise, or relaxation can help us recharge and be more present in our relationships and work. In this output, we have continued the Q&A section, 5.3, with a listener question. Mayim, our last question for today is from a listener who asks, how do you both manage to maintain your humor and positivity in difficult times? What advice do you have for others who are trying to find the light in the darkness? Robin, your thoughts? Robin, well, Mayim, humor has always been my go-to coping mechanism. It's like a shield that I use to protect myself from the pain and sadness that life can bring. I believe that laughter truly is the best medicine, and it's a way for us to connect with others and find relief from our troubles. My advice to others would be to embrace humor and try to find the joy in the little things, even when times are tough. Mayim, I completely agree, Robin. Humor has always been a powerful tool for me as well. It helps me put things into perspective and reminds me that even in the darkest moments, there's still light to be found. I think it's important for us to seek out moments of laughter and joy, even when we're struggling. Robin, yes, and another piece of advice I'd offer is to surround yourself with positive people who lift you up and make you laugh. We all need a support system to help us through the tough times, and having friends and loved ones who can bring a smile to our face is invaluable. Mayim, that's a great point, Robin. And I'd also suggest that we practice gratitude in our daily lives. It's easy to focus on the negative, but when we take a step back and appreciate the good things we have, it can help shift our mindset and bring more positivity into our lives. Mayim, as we come to the end of this special episode, I just want to say how truly grateful I am for the opportunity to have this conversation with you, Robin. Your humor, your warmth, your wisdom, and your vulnerability have touched not only me but countless others throughout your life and career. Thank you for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. Mayim, Robin, I know this is a sensitive topic, but I think it's important to address the heartbreak of losing you to suicide. It's something that has affected so many people, and it highlights the importance of mental health awareness and support. Robin, yes, Mayim, I understand. And I hope that by talking about it openly, we can help to break the stigma surrounding mental health issues and encourage people to reach out for help when they need it. Mayim, absolutely. You know, one of the things I've learned through my own experiences and through my work in mental health advocacy is that it's crucial to be there for one another, to listen, and to offer support. And it's important to remember that even someone who seems to have it all, fame, success, and adoration, can still struggle internally. Robin, that's so true, Mayim. And it's a reminder that we should never take for granted the people we love and care about, and always make an effort to check in on them and offer a helping hand or a listening ear when they need it. Thank you, Mayim, for having me here. It's been a real pleasure and an honor to be part of this conversation. And thank you for the incredible work you do with this podcast, helping to break down the stigma surrounding mental health and providing a safe space for people to share their stories and seek support. Mayim, it means so much to hear that from you, Robin. Before we part ways, I want to encourage our listeners to continue the conversation about mental health, to reach out for help if they need it, and to support one another in their journeys. If Robin's story resonated with you or reminded you of someone you care about, please don't hesitate to seek resources and support. Robin, absolutely, Mayim. Remember, there's no shame in asking for help or talking about your feelings. We're all in this together. Mayim, well said, Robin. And finally, to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this special episode of the Bialik Breakdown. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, and share this podcast. And, as always, take care of yourselves and one another. Goodbye for now, and Robin, I'll always cherish this time we spent together.
Actively listening, slow down, see just how peaceful today can be. That was a fun one. Thanks so much for swinging by. Catch you guys on the flip side.